I thought I'd talk about an hour and a half, if that's okay, just to wrap the proceedings up. It's been a fantastic evening, hasn't it? I'm very honoured to be in this company. I should start with an apology, really, because I'm not a scientist, I'm not a technologist, I have nothing to do with space except being in it. I'm an educator by trade, so to speak. I do have something in common with Arthur C. Clarke, apart from huge admiration for him, which is we're both British. I think this could be a criterion for all future nominees for this award, frankly. I think it narrows the field beautifully. We have another thing in common, actually, which is we both had polio, which is curious. He got it later in his life. The other thing is that Arthur C. Clarke's life was very improbable. Don't you feel? I mean, he was born in Somerset, in England. He went on to revolutionize the way we think about science and technology, but lived most of his life in Sri Lanka, which we used to think of as Ceylon. I was born in Liverpool in 1950. I now live in Los Angeles. And I have been a great admirer of Arthur C. Clarke all of my life, mainly through his movies and his books. I have had very little to do with satellites. But my own trajectory is equally improbable, but I say it in the firm belief that yours is too. I mean, how many of you anticipated the life that you've actually had when you were at school? Did you? One. In all of its detail, where you live, what you've done, that's admirable. But it's a small minority. I think it's not true of most people, I would say. And the reason I think it's not true of most people, in detail, and I doubt it's really true of you, is that you can't predict your own life. You can anticipate it, but we actually create our lives. We create them from our own talents and our own circumstances, and each of our lives is unique. It's a unique trajectory. You don't get your resume with your birth certificate. You earn that later on. Of course, what happens is you come to write your resume and you impose a structure on it to make it look as if it was all a plan. Don't you? Because when you're trying to impress future employers or people who might have some sway of your life, you don't want to give the impression in your resume that you've been living through the actual chaos you've been experiencing. That you're kind of skipping one log to the next. And I say this for a particular reason, which is, and why I'm so pleased to be given this award in the name of imagination, is that imagination seems to me to be the distinctive human quality. In most respects, we're like the rest of life on Earth. And as Vince said, 90% of us is bacterial. Not necessarily the relatives we're looking for, but in most respects, we're like the rest of life on Earth. And we've come to persuade ourselves, and particularly in the past 300 years, in many cases, we've persuaded ourselves that we're very different from the rest of life on Earth. Because we meet in buildings like this, and we wear suits and clothes, and we have space shuttles and satellites.